Check out the real situation. Check out the human star. It's all about the love inside your heart. Sin, bless somebody.
I do not own the rights
Love inside your heart.
to this music.
Put a little food into the pot to somebody who's in need.
Ja Son,
Your heart.
love inside your heart.
Be and greed. Just be wise on the road to vanity. You never ride in let love be your guide. This one is dedicated to you know who you are. Me see you every Friday night down at the bar. You are stand up on a gun like you's a big superstar. Don't define who you are by your house or your car. Not the money in your pocket or the bling around your neck. It's not the job you have or the size of your paycheck. It's not about possessions or the things where you collect. It's honor, integrity and respect. It's all about the love inside your heart. Still bless somebody through the act of a good. Love inside your heart. Put a little food into the pot to somebody who's in need. Love inside your heart. Don't bow down to envy and greed. Just be wise.
All right, what's going on?
Be your guide.
Man, let's talk about mental health right now. And this is something that is affecting everybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money or how broke you are. You are affected by this thing called mental health. Either you or somebody in your family is affected by this thing called mental health. Now, I am not a medical authority. This is not medical advice. This is a conversation about mental health. We should be able to talk among each other about mental health issues. And this is the problem. We don't want to talk to one another about some of the same problems we all are struggling with. You know, it's amazing, man, that you have parents that have in-home schooling problems, the same one of schooling their kids at home, but because they hate each other, they won't even talk to each other about how they can save their own child. I mean, this is how far we have deteriorated. And we're so isolated now that you got people right next to you, man, in pain. And the only way you know they in pain is they snap and hurt a bunch of people up around you or hurt you. Okay? So let's talk about this thing, man. You know, my family is affected by this mental health issue. You know, it ain't, you know, it touches me and my family. You know, and I'm just saying, man, let's talk among each other about some of these things that are going on, man. You know, if you want to cuss somebody out, man, come cuss me out. You know, uh, wow. Okay, I don't know if you're a troll or what, man. You know, I get some bad vibes on you. I think you're one of my trolls up in here. And see, so let me show y'all something. Here we are, 1 month into a new year, and you got people the same way they was in 2021, the same way they are now in 2022. Nothing changes about them. Okay? Nothing changes about them. They were angry in 2021, mean and nasty. And in 2022, a month in, they're still mean and nasty. I mean, that's just a reality, man. And see, and here's the problem. You don't know who's on the verge of snapping. Let me say that again. See, see, yeah, I know. You don't know who is on the verge of snapping, man. You know, I mean, I look at where they just had a little young girl in her 30s jump off a 60-story building in New York. Some other kid done committed suicide. An actress' son done committed suicide. You know, I mean, come on, man. We got all this pain around us. All these people are hurting, and nobody sees it. Nobody can sense it. Nobody can say, hey, come talk to me. Isn't it amazing that a lot of these young people who are committing suicide don't have a pastor that they can pick up the phone and say, "Hey, man, can I talk to you?" Okay. I mean, can we speak? See, because there's a stigma, right? There's a stigma in the community that when you say you need some help, you have a problem. We don't want to talk about the stigma in America that comes with mental health issues. See, this is the reason a lot of people don't want to, and let's face it, man, that mental health, that 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 mental health game, it's a racket. I can tell you that right now. That joint right now, mental health in the world is a racket right now. Let me explain something to y'all. You have a lot of college professionals who are burdened with student loan debt. Let me say that again. So you have a lot of college professionals, especially in the mental health area, that are burdened with a lot of student loan debt. So they ain't really interested in results like they are getting rid of that debt. See, we got to be honest. See, this is one of the things that we don't want to talk about on our police department. See, you got a lot of people that are police officers not because for the love of the job. They're there to get rid of a student loan, which is why they're in law enforcement, trying to get rid of a student loan debt. See, we don't talk about that stuff. We think everybody that put that uniform on is a hero. That ain't true. Everybody wearing a police uniform ain't a hero. And let me say that again. Okay? Everybody that put on a police uniform, I ain't got no disrespect for the blue. I know a lot of good police officers, but I know some shit too. Okay? That's police officers. So what kind of community have we come to when we can't talk to one another without snapping? Every little confrontation right now is, man, you don't know, you can't say nothing to nobody because you don't know how close they are to just snapping. And now everybody want to pull out their gun and start shooting. You notice that now. See, this is the thing now. When you have a disagreement with people now, the first thing they want to do is pull out a gun and shoot your ass. This is why a lot of people don't want to say nothing. This is why a lot of people don't want to get involved. Because we can't we don't even trust each other. No wonder we're having so many problems in our community. We can't even talk to one another. And don't nobody want to address it, man. Nobody wants to address it. Everybody want to sweep it under the rug, like it'll take care of itself. Okay, well, if that's the attitude everybody have, man, have at it. Have at it. Honest to God, have at it. Cause I mean, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to do. I don't know. I don't know what are the kind of. I don't know what will help, what won't help. None of that. None of that. So what do you do, man? And then when you get out here, here's the sad part. When you get out here and you really try to put some solutions on the table, you really try to talk about this stuff. Then you got some joker sitting over there in the corner talking about you clout chasing. Well, shit, I ran for mayor of DC 30 years ago. Was I clout chasing then? If I had something to say then, I wasn't scared to stand up and speak up. Why now, when I stand up and speak up? See, this is another reason we got problems, because look at the people that are trying. Man, you can do everything right. You can follow the rules, cross every T and dot every I, and then still come up short. Cause somebody knows somebody. And they got to break that when you prepared yourself for it. But because somebody, see, this is another stuff that we don't want to talk about. Look at all of the mental health issues around opportunities and jobs, and getting a break. Look at how many people, man, now that are my age, that's been through a disaster and got to start over from scratch. How you think they feel? When they're looking toward that, finally looking forward to retiring, and house been burned down, they ain't got nothing. All the memories, everything gone, and they got to start over from scratch. See, a lot of things, man, we take for granted as people. See, a lot of people, when they walk out their door, they take for granted they coming back. They take for granted when they leave out their house, they coming back. Man, every time I leave out my house, thank you, Lord, for safe passage. For me, my children, my grandchildren, my wife and her family. That's my prayer every time I walk out my door. Give us favor over any unfavorable situation today, Lord. I don't take that for granted, man. That when I go out and get in my car, I'm coming back. Because I've seen cases recently in my own family. My grandson's father went to the gas station, slumped over the steering wheel dead at the gas station. So I've seen that, man. And he knew he was coming back home. Okay? I don't know, man. I could care less. I could care less. Don't really care what he's doing. Really, to tell you the truth. So that's all I'm saying, man. This mental health thing is don't know no color, don't know no wealth. Wealthy people have mental health issues. Let me say that again. See, you got some wealthy people that who got all their needs met, and they got mental health issues. Okay, and that's just a reality. And this is what see a lot of people don't want to accept the reality, what's going on of what life is really about. And man, I tell you, we got a serious issue, man. This mental health thing, and what's going on, DJ? This mental health issue that's going on right now. If we don't get a handle on it, it's gonna get out of hand. And when it gets worse out of hand, it ain't no place safe now in the world to go, really. See, you can be anywhere in the world right now, and somebody snap and pull out a gun and start shooting. I mean, think about that for 1 minute, man. Life is so hopeless for you that you don't care nothing about people that are around you, that are close to you. All you want to do is inflict as much harm as you possibly can. Man, how low in the barrel do you have to go? And nobody sees that. I'm doing good, Jason. And nobody sees. And see, this is the problem, man. You got to ask why nobody around these people see this. Why nobody catch this? And oops, I'm sorry, it's too late. Let me say that again. Oops, I'm sorry, it's too late. Isn't it amazing, man? You got these people snapping and nobody around them detected anything. And if they did, they're afraid to say something. Isn't this amazing, man? That once the shit get out of hand, now everybody's sorry. Well, I should have. What is it that won't make us talk to each other? What is it, man, that we're afraid to even communicate with each other without all the hostility and the anger and the bitterness and the backbiting? I mean, people that don't even know each other. First encounter, bam! It's explosive. Why is that? Why is that? And yet we got the same politicians year in and year out that's reelected, and yet nothing changes. But they still coming back for another chance. Been sitting there 10, 20, and 30 years and ain't nothing changed. And we still giving them a chance. Why? Why? No, see, one of the problems is this. People are afraid right now to speak up. This is one of the issues, the reason we are having so many mental health crises right now is because a lot of people are afraid, okay, to just speak up. And then when you do speak up, you're demonized if you don't go along with the program. See, this is another problem that we have. when you do speak up and stand up. See, a lot of y'all haven't been screwed over because you took a stand against something. A lot of y'all don't even know what that feels like. Imagine, man, imagine you going through the court system and they throw the book at you. And you look at these jokers that was trying to overturn the election January 6th, getting probation, getting house arrest. They threw the book at you. Okay, but now these cats, they're giving them a smack on the wrist. But you got to do all of your time. You see, this is a look at how we are creating mental health issues that don't nobody want to talk about. And see, the biggest problem that we have right now. See, when you want to bring these kind of topics up, when you want to talk about these kind of things, see, people want to discredit you. They want to make you null and void. Okay, when you start speaking on issues like this, a lot of people thinking it in their mind, but they're afraid to articulate it. And this is the problem right now. See, folk don't want to support nobody that ain't scared to speak up. Ain't none of us perfect, y'all. None of us are perfect. Everybody got some isms in their closet. I don't care who you are. You got some isms in your closet. And you notice I made it plural because you got more than one. So if everybody got some isms and ain't nobody perfect, why can't we talk to one another? Why can't we communicate with no? Why do we still have to keep talking at each other? Since ain't nobody perfect. And you got so many people right now that want to come across as these experts as if their lives are perfect. Everybody got something in their past they ain't proud of. Let me say that again. Everybody got something in their past that they ain't proud of. But yet you take these same people are the first ones that want to pick up a stone and throw judgment at somebody else when your life is just as jacked up. The only difference is you ain't public. Okay? All right? It's just that simple. Man, I don't know what you're coming about with your. Oh, do I remind you of pimp? That means I'm cool. Not bad for a 69-year-old man. If you can come in here and say, I remind you of a pimp, that ain't bad for 69, motherfucker. And I'm probably twice your age. And you want to come in here, see, this is what I'm talking about. See, we got people right now that always want to throw stones at other folk. And their lives is just as jacked up. You see, and a lot of people take this stuff personal, man. Ladies and gentlemen, adversity guards the door to success. Okay? Adversity guards the door to success. If you're going to get in success, you're going through something. See, a lot of people want to be successful without the sacrifice. Okay? Let me say that again. See, a lot of people want to be successful without the sacrifice. They want to have their cake and eat it too. With success, you ain't going to have your cake and eat it too. You got to give something up. If you pulling yourself, if you playing the game right and you ain't cheating, You're gonna have to give some up. Okay? It's just that simple. And most folk don't want to sacrifice nothing. You have a lot of people that are life coaches. If you got a life coach that's giving you examples on somebody else's life and not theirs, that person just wants your money. Let me say that again. See, if you got a life coach that whose examples is always on what somebody else's life, what somebody else did in their life, they just want your money. Because any example they trying to show you should be in their life. They should be able to use their own lives as examples. See, when you're a life coach, you ain't got to talk about what somebody else did. Okay? You don't have to talk about what they did because you have enough life experiences that you can share yourself. But you got so many folk, man, that are paying thousands of dollars to people that are telling them how somebody else did it and never use their own lives as examples. You see, and this is the problem. Right now, right is wrong and wrong is right. See, we got to get back to right is right and wrong is wrong. Man, look at how deceptive you got to be. You can't be successful. What's going on? You can't be successful now. Coming and dealing in the truth. Now you got to sugarcoat this stuff, man. So that people can take it and sugarcoat the truth. It's nothing but a lie. That's all sugarcoated truth is. And that's the only thing people want now. It's sugar-coated truth. Yeah? Because the straight up truth is bitter to them. They don't want that. You see, so they gotta have somebody to razzle dazzle and tickle their ears to make them feel good. And then they'll pump out all their money because they're feeling good. And with reality hit them, they depressed because ain't nothing changed. Man, I'm not going. I ain't fooling with no Twitch or no apps. I got rid of both of them apps. Got rid of both of them. I ain't going on no Twitter or apps. The hell with them. I ain't going. I ain't going live on neither one of them. Now. You go live on Twitch or app. Why don't you try that? Since it's so lucrative for me, you go do it, and let me see. Let me see how you did it. Now you see that. See, this is another thing, man. When somebody come telling you about where something where, man, you should go over here and do this. Ask yourself, how come you? If it's so good for me, how come you ain't doing it? You think about that for a minute. Folk can tell you about all these great ideas, but ask yourself, if it's so good, if the idea is so good for me, how come you ain't doing it? How come you ain't cashing in? Okay? Because you want me to get over there and be a fool. No, man. No. Listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. Ideas always come to you in their finished form. Let me say that again. An idea is only going to come to you in its finished form, which means it's going to come to you and say, man, if you embrace me, look how rich I can make you. You ever had one of them ideas that if you embrace me, look how rich I can make you? I done had quite a few of them. And I'm still I'm still waiting on the riches, you know? I embrace them, but they don't never tell you where the pitfalls are, where the hazards are, where the dead ends are. Ideas don't reveal that to you. You find that stuff out, man. Once you embrace that idea and you start walking toward it, that's when you reality sets in. Okay, when you start seeing. But unfortunately, we got a lot of people that think when they get an idea, just like that, it's supposed to take off. And that might not necessarily be the case, y'all. We gonna have to learn how to start talking to one another. We got to, all this putting each other down, criticizing, trolling. Man, enough of that. Matter of fact, this is a brand new year. This is the first month of Black History Month, man. Goddamn. I just realized that today is the first day of Black History Month. I need y'all to book some DC Black. Donate a tour, man. I've been in business. This is my 6th year in business with my DC Black History tours. And Black History Month has always been a struggle for me. But I believe this year is going to be different. I believe this is the year that my business in Black History Month is going to turn around. I believe that. Okay? Before, man, I be praying to God, please, Lord, don't let me go out of business in no Black History Month with no DC Black tours. Okay? All right? I'm telling you. All right, this is how this is what that was my prayer, man. Matter of fact, y'all see that I was featured in the Washington Post magazine. I just knew once I was featured in the Washington Post magazine, man, my business was gonna take off. Bam. That's how I hit the ground. It's just like that. Bam. Didn't get nothing out of this article right here. No, I didn't get nothing. I can count on one hand the business I got from that article right there. And I just knew, man, I could have threw in the towel then. And that was back in 2018 when I was featured in that article. They repossessed my bands in 2017. And I'm still in business. I'm still in business. I'm going down with the Titanic. I ain't giving this up. My wife, man, my wife is sitting right in the Philippines right now, waiting for me to come get her. And she said, baby, why don't you just let them tours go? I ain't letting my tours go, man. I ain't letting them go. I created this. See, this ain't something somebody else created. When you go on dcblacktours.com, everything on that website, man, came out of this old big head right here. Okay, and I'm not trying to, and see, for me, that's generational wealth. See, my tour business is generational wealth. When I'm dead and rotting in the ground, man, my great 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 grandkids can still be doing these Black History tours. And Lord knows, let me get my hands on some money. I'm gonna take over the tourism industry in DC. Let me get my hands on some money. I'm gonna take this industry over. Cause I see how lazy they are. I see what they do. I'll take it over, buddy. Let me get my hands on some trucks. I'll take this tourism industry over in Washington, D.C. Because I see it, man. I know it. And they know I know it. See, I'm just waiting for that stamp of approval, man. That's all I need. And what's the stamp of approval? Man, when people start booking, that's a stamp of approval. When my phone is ringing, that's a stamp of approval. That's how I know people are now ready for this information. I saw where one lady said on social media that black folk could get an education in Washington D.C. That's not true. That's not true. It was against the law, man, for us to get an education. It was against the law for us to carry a gun. That's why if you look at now, when they stop one of these little young boys, what's the first thing they ask them? You got a gun? That's the first thing they want to know. You got a gun? See, here's the reality that white America don't want to accept. See, black men can lose their lives legitimately. Okay? Legitimately. For carrying a legitimate gun, we can lose our lives. Because we look at well, I think his name was Orlando Castile. Police pull him over. He told him, "Man, I'm licensed to carry," and the guy ended up killing him anyway because there's something about a black man with a gun that's a threat to white America. Let me say that and see when you say this. All right. See, a lot of people see, and this is another mental health thing that I'm talking about. Look at all of the confusion that we got going on among the races that deals with mental health issues. Okay? All right? And we don't want to talk about it. And when you try to talk about it, people want to demonize you. Okay, they want to question what is your, what is your authority? What makes you gives you the right to come here, man? I'm not a professional. I'm not a medical professional. I'm saying it's time for us to start talking to one another. And I ain't trusting all these medical professionals because now it's coming out about how much debt they're in. See, a lot of these medical professionals right now trying to get out of debt. They don't care nothing about the success of their work. This is about getting rid of a student loan. And this is how bad it has become in America, man. You know what's so sad? See, let me imagine now. You done spent hundreds of thousands of dollars going to get a college education, and a high school dropout can get on OnlyFans and make 3 times as much money as you. How you think that person feel? Now, think about that for 1 minute now. You got people that paid thousands of dollars to get an education, but you can get on OnlyFans and with a high school dropout can take her clothes off and triple her salary. That person that's got a PhD don't make that woman with a PhD don't make as much as these women on OnlyFans that are high school dropouts. You think they don't feel that? You think that is not bothersome to some people? I mean, think about it, man. You dedicate your life to your profession, and now somebody can circumvent and still make more money than you. And you gave up your life for this. Something's wrong with that picture, man. Something's wrong with that picture. You see, here's the thing. You notice you got a lot of people right now talking about free this, free that, free education. Fuck that. That's the problem. Everything. See, when you want. Let me explain something to y'all. Slavery was designed to be permanent through the status of the mother. If that mother was enslaved, everything she birthed, even if she was raped, was a slave. Well, welfare is predicated on the status of the mother now. You see, so the government is telling that mom, as long as that man ain't in the house with you overnight, I'm gonna support you. And society would turn around and say, black men don't want to be fathers. But the government say, man, make as many babies as you want, with as many different women as you want. Long as you ain't in the house overnight, we gonna take care of them. Now you got from generation to generation with the mindset of getting something for nothing. Slavery. See, we got people right now with a mindset of something for nothing. Slavery, man. And we won't check it. These are the mindsets we need to check. And when they can't get that something for nothing, then they want to snap. See, now they want to kill up everybody around them. If you, ladies and gentlemen, if you go back and look at the dope boys back in the 80s and 90s, they all have one common denominator. Them dope boys got one common denominator. You know what that is? Materialism. The cars, the jewelry, and the cash. Okay? And the clothes. That was the common denominator of drug dealers. That's how you knew who they were. By the way they dress. Let me say that again. That was the common denominator. Materialism. They go out and kill each other for material possessions. That's how powerful, that's the whole dope game was all about materialism. And what the federal government do? Let them stack up a pile. When they get up a nice little stack, they come in, bust them, take up everything, confiscate the cars, the houses, the cash. Government got it all. And look how many lives you done destroyed. Look how many people you done hurt. This is why I ain't got no respect for Jay-Z. Jay-Z started out as a dope dealer. Jay-Z didn't pull himself up by his bootstrap. That motherfucker cheated. And won't nobody say that. He was a dope dealer. He came into the game with money because he was a dope dealer and can brag about it, man, and make even more money. Isn't it? Let me show you how, see, this is a mental health issue. See, right now, our young boys, the only place slavery is still legal is the penitentiary. That's where slavery is still legal. And these young boys today gotta go to jail to be a slave to come back out on the street with some street cred. Think about that for a minute. The only place slavery is still legal is anytime you go in the penitentiary, brother, you a slave. Okay? I don't care what you in there for. You a slave, buddy. And that's the only place these young boys, they can't go to school and get no degree and get no street cred. Think about that for 1 minute. You can't go to school. You see, when me talking like this, I'm a coon. See, now that I'm highlighting this kind of stuff, see, I'm a coon. I'm a sellout. Because I'm now talking about some deficiencies in the black community. See, but they can't tell me I'm lying. And the majority of the reasons these young dope boys are not on the corners because they can't find jobs. Y'all need to stop saying that. That's not the reason they're standing on the corner selling dope. You know why they standing on the corner selling dope? Because They don't even need a high school education. But if they got a pocket full of money, man, they get a pick of the litter of all your daughters and granddaughters. Let me say that again. See, these young dope boys, when they stand on the corner, they know if they got a pocket full of money, they can get a pick of the litter. And they'll take these young girls, use them, abuse them, and dump it back among us as damaged goods. See, now we got to deal with the fallout from this. See, that's why a lot of these dope boys are standing on the corner selling drugs. Because if they got a pocket full of money, the pussy is coming. Let me see, and pussy that normally they wouldn't even have access to. Woo! What did he say? Did he just say pussy? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And truth be told, you got a lot of old heads out here because they know if they got a pocket full of money, the sex is there, buddy. Because you got a lot of women right now that are just looking for a man with some money. Okay? They'll put up with his crap. They'll put up with it because he got money. Okay? And see, and the women I'm talking about, all races. I'm talking about all women right now. These young girls right now, man, they see a child as a safety net. See, they looking at children and for child support as a safety net. Ain't about being no mama. Man, if you think I'm lying, look, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian still married. And look at how they flaunting open relationships. See, they normalizing this shit for your children to tell them it's cool for you to be married and you can commit adultery out in the public and it be accepted. See, this is wearing down our norms because we're seeing this and it's acceptable. Ain't nobody standing up and say, man, that shit is wrong. Dwayne Wade running around let his son dressing up as a woman, that shit is wrong. It's wrong. I don't give a fuck what he think he is. How a 12, a 13-year-old, man, they ain't figured shit out yet. So what you gonna do when he gonna come to you and talk about he wanna have sex at 12 years old? You gonna let him make that decision too? See, sometimes you gotta put your foot down. And again, man, we're normalizing this stuff. And it's messing a whole lot of these kids are messed up. Let me tell you somebody else who gonna be messed up. That little kid, Kyle Rittenhouse, is gonna be jacked up. Okay? In another couple of years, man, this boy gonna be so strung out on drugs, it ain't gonna even be funny. See, because reality is gonna set in. He ain't gonna be the media darling. You know, he going older. You see, now he's cute and he look innocent. When his body started changing and look like he's prone to being fat. See, when he fat and ugly, see, he ain't gonna be the media darling again. And what you think gonna happen? Here's another kid that probably will end up killing himself. You know, because he got this false expectation about himself from people. Man, look at how dishonest you got to be just to succeed now. You can't succeed being honest. You have to be dishonest right now to be successful. You think that ain't wearing on some of these people? You think their conscience is not kicking in? And now they can no longer. You see, so many folk have lived these fake lifestyles for so long. Now they can't. They can't no more, and they snapping. You know, and you're absolutely right. This is what's wrong. See, right now, right is wrong, wrong is right. We got to get back to right is right and wrong is wrong. And sometimes that's painful, man. Because if you're going to take a stand that right is right and wrong is wrong, you might be standing against some of your family members. Because they might be got that right is wrong and wrong is right. See, this is what I'm talking about. When you have to take a stand, man, it might be against some people that you love. You know, and this is the problem. We're compromising, man. We're settling for too much as a society, man. You know, a lot of this stuff we're doing to ourselves. It's just that simple. Let me say that again. A lot of this stuff, man, we're doing to ourselves. We're doing it to ourselves. We can't blame nobody else for this. We're doing this. Okay? Now I wanted to come in here and talk about this mental health because this is an issue that we're not addressing properly. I mean, we got people around. You don't know who's hurting, man. See, that's the sad part about it. This is why we all are in danger because you don't know who's hurting around you. And we're so short with one another. You know, we don't have any patience with one another. We're snapping at one another. For what? At the end of the day, for what? Think about it. At the end of the day, for what? That's what we got. At the end of the day, what is all this for? And like I told you, man, everybody got something in their closet they ain't proud of. And if your family is touched by this mental health crisis, I'm sure that's something that you're not proud of. But it's something that's got to be dealt with. I mean, it's just got to be dealt with. And some folk you can't help. Let me say that again. Some folk don't want no help because see this crisis is their way of getting attention. See, we got a lot of people right now that are using this crisis because that's how they get attention. You know, so again, man, we got to deal with it, okay? Because everybody got this crisis around them or in their family, okay? I got a guy say he's getting medication for stress and anxiety. Man, let me say this. Rarely do you see a proactive mind that's depressed, that's in anxiety. There are a lot of things right now that haven't even been discovered. And when you put your mind toward trying to discover something, you put it in a proactive mode. You're always looking down the road. See, people that suffer with anxiety and depression are constantly marinating. They're going over and over and over and over again. Different scenarios of the same thing. that come back to the same result, and they keep going over and over and over in their mind. Okay, all that will never change. See, once something has happened, it ain't gonna change, man. There's nothing you can do to change what has happened in the past, but you can move forward in your future. And a lot of people struggle, okay, with uh, um, somebody say Biden need to fix the mental health crisis. You can't blame that on Joe Biden, man. Well, you can't blame this mental health crisis. See, this is the stuff that keeps us divided. This crisis has been around long before Joe Biden was president. I mean, it's been there. Look at the 4 years of Trump. You know, with how that election just divided families. Think about it for 1 minute, man. We have not had families divided politically until Trump come on the scene. Think about that. Okay, we haven't had the open division that we got in the country until Trump came on the scene. Because that's what he specialized in, dividing people. That's his specialty. Okay, that's his specialty. Is divide and conquer. That's Trump's specialty, man. And see, and he's divided the Republican Party, and they ain't gonna last past him. And the Republican Party and I'm a Republican, by the way. Okay, when I started doing studying the Black history, learning our history, I used to be a Democrat, and the Democrats are just as full of shit, worse than the Republicans. Republicans ain't shit. Democrats ain't shit either. If you really want to know the truth, they the same, man. If you running as a Republican candidate or a Democratic candidate, and you ain't got no money, you ain't. I don't care how good your ideas are. You're not a credible candidate. Is that interesting? Now you can take the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, run for office and don't have no money. They both gonna dismiss you. Both of them gonna dismiss you. Both of them will say you're not credible. You ain't got no money. You ain't credible. That's in both parties. But because most people ain't never ran for public office, they don't know that. That's both of them philosophy. Man, if you come up in there as a candidate, how you think these candidates are able to hold on to these seats so long? Because they got a core little group of voters that they cater to that's gonna come out and vote for them every trip of the train. Because everything they do is catered toward them little group of voters. They don't care about the masses. Only thing they care about, politicians care about, is that core group that's supporting them. That's who they gonna take care of. Because them the ones that's getting them back time and time again. Y'all need to understand the game. Understand the game. That's the game that they play. And example, every term in Congress is 2 years. Now you got Nancy Pelosi. She done served 16 terms. That's 32 years that she done been there. Now what can you say now that you haven't had 32 years to already implement? Think about that for a minute, man. And look at the talent that's been suppressed because they can't get past these incumbents. Look at the talent, man, that's been depressed because they can't get past an incumbent. And they get on these seats, man, and they die in them. They ain't groomed nobody to come in and take their place. What's going on? And this is the problem. You see, and so now you got a situation where people don't even want to run for public office because they don't want to go up against the incumbent. They ain't got no money. I don't care how good your ideas are. If you ain't got no money, man, you ain't. And think about this now. Let me show you. Now let me connect the two. So in society, if you ain't got no money, you ain't shit. It's just that simple. See, look at how life and politics mirror each other. Okay? Look at how they mirror each other. See, in life, if you ain't got no money, you ain't got no value. That's in life. Man, if you poor in life, you ain't got no value. In politics, if you ain't got no money, you ain't got no value. Look at that. You ain't got no value as a politician. The same way it is in life. If you ain't got no money in life, you ain't nothing. If you ain't got no money as no politician, then you ain't nothing. Boy, here we go. Wow. Got another troll up in the house, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. See, this is what I'm talking about. Here we are, 2 months. This is the second month. And brand new year. And whoever this person is was the same way last year. And they still want to come up throwing stones. You know, they want to come in and throw stones, but you know, man, I'm maturing now. That don't bother me, cause God showed me instead of blocking you, let you stay there. Matter of fact, I'm going through unblock all my people on Facebook, on YouTube. I'm gonna unblock all y'all. Let you come on back up and talk your shit. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let you come back and talk your stuff. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Um, so I see. I just want y'all to see, man, what you're dealing with in life. If you ain't got no money, you're nothing. You don't count. If you ain't got no money in life, if you poor, you're ignored. You're taken for granted in life when you ain't got no money. Same way in politics. You ain't got no money, you're taken for granted. I ran for mayor of D.C. Might say money can't buy happiness. That's the biggest lie from the pit of hell. Money can buy a lot of happiness. Money can buy a whole lot of happiness, buddy. You sitting there talking that bullshit. Shit. Money can buy a lot. Money. See, let me tell y'all something. Listen to me, y'all. This is in the Bible. This is not the truth conductor. The Bible says money has the answer for everything. Okay? All right? Money has the answer for everything. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil. See, that's the difference. See, a lot of people want to confuse the love of money. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil. But money has the answer for everything. There is nothing you can't name that money don't have the answer to. Okay? There's nothing you can name that money don't have the answer to. Nothing. You're sick? Well, it don't have the answer to death. But yes, it does. Because enough money can get somebody to revive you from the dead. Yes, it can. Enough money. I don't have to make stuff up, man. Why don't you Google it? If you know how to Google, Google it. Google it. It's in Ecclesiastes. Okay, that's where you'll find it in Ecclesiastes. Okay, it's in Ecclesiastes. Money has the answer for all things, man. I'm sorry you don't know your Bible, but that's on you. Okay, so again, we got to deal with how come people around us can be hurting and we not know it, man. You know, money answers all things. The love of money is the root of all evil, but money has the answer for everything. Okay, all right. So man, it's this is the first day of Black History Month. Very first day. Very first day. I ain't booked a tour yet for Black History Month, but I'm close. I'm close, man. I got somebody calling me up. I'm close. You know, I'll know this week whether or not they want my services or not. But I'm close. Somebody say, what about health? Money can't save you. Sure can. Sure can. Sure. Money can save you. Money can save you. Man, listen, when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Let me say that again. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. All right? Ain't nothing gonna stop that. Okay? Ain't nothing gonna stop that. When it's your time, it's your time. That's it. And I remember one time in the Bible where a guy came and said that the prophet told him, man, you get your affairs in order, you gonna die. And he turned to the wall, man, and prayed to God, and God granted him 15 more years. Okay, but when it's your time, boy, you coming up out of here. And if it ain't your time, it ain't your time. You know? But when it was his time to go, he left. But when it wasn't his time, I bet you he had the very best he can get. Okay? Lord have mercy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Y'all, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. See that's y'all, this is when I had my storefront, the African tabletop. This was my storefront right here. African inspired fine china, trimmed in 24 karat gold. This was 2000 when I opened up the African right across the street from Howard University. Okay? I'm still waiting on the time. They told me it won't be here until about the middle of February, cause it had to be specially ordered. So this is me and my mom. See, that's my mom right there, my late mother, right there. That's when I had my shop, man, and I took my stimulus money and designed some new dinnerware because what I was doing 21, 22 years ago, nobody's doing today. And I designed a whole new line of dinnerware. then I'm gonna lunch. I'm gonna lunch it, man. I'm gonna get my dinnerware off the ground. I'm gonna get it off the ground. You know, that's just one of them ideas I'm gonna get off the ground. You see, so you can't be and I'm saying all that to say, you know, sometimes when you have your ideas, man, and they don't work, it can be challenging mentally. You think I don't struggle? Yeah, these are my two trucks I had that was repossessed. This was a 2014 Mercedes Sprinter, and this was a 2015 Ford Transit van. At the time, I was doing enough money. I was doing enough business. I had both of them. You know, but it'll come. It'll come. My man, let me tell you something. See, here's why I take your ideas with. I don't even take them with a grain of salt. I ignore them, and I'll tell you why. Uh, ain't nothing creativity about it. You don't have no creativity, man. You're a copier. So only thing that you can tell me is something that you didn't copy from somebody else. It's not original. I'm looking for original stuff, and there's nothing original about you. And see that's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you do, be original. Be yourself. And this is the problem we have in so many mental health challenges right now, because people can't be themselves. When I first started Truth Conductor, man, I was cussing like a sailor. You know, if my wife was here, I wouldn't have been able to be cussing like I was cussing when I first discovered the Truth Conductor. Okay? Because you know, she would have been uncomfortable. And it would have made me uncomfortable. Be yourself, man. This is the problem that most of these little dick white boys have with me. Cause I can come in here and be myself. See, I can talk about their little penises and they get offended. They get offended, you know. So and it don't bother me. You know, see, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. If the key don't fit your door, why are you opening it? You know, you got a lot of people ain't expecting nobody. And somebody ring their doorbell and they get up and go answer the door. But I ain't expecting nobody. Well, if I ain't expecting nobody, that don't mean I got to answer my door. And see, and that's the same way y'all do with drama. You know, y'all open the door up to drama. The key won't fit your door, but you'll open it up and entertain it. You see, and if you just leave the door closed, they go on about their business. And this is what you're gonna have to do, man. Some stuff you just gonna have to ignore. You can't take everything personal. And this is and y'all look, I'm 69 years old. Some of this I'm telling y'all, I'm just coming into a realization. Man, you can't personalize this stuff, man. You know? You don't. Because when you start personalizing, then it's gonna eat at you. It's all a process, dude. This thing called life, man, it's a process of what you got to go through. And it's all in how you live it. That's all it is, man. It's all in how you live it. You see? But be yourself. And when you find, no, don't take it personal. Be yourself. Be yourself. And because most folk don't know who they are, they can't be themselves because they don't know who they are. They haven't figured out who they are. And this is something that people need to work on, man. Who are you? I used to ask that question when I first got on Periscope. Man, who are you? You should be able to define yourself. See, more people are being defined by somebody else about who they are. I get people on here all the time talking about I'm a liar, I'm a comment, but notice they never call the police. They can come in here and criticize me of doing a lot of stuff, but notice they never call the police. Never. Never. But they'll come in here and accuse me all kinds of stuff. They ain't gonna call no police. And they gonna report it. If you think it's that bad, man, report it. Report it. It's just that simple. I'm trying to put my charger in here, man, on my phone. There we go. All right. So that's it for me, man. That's all I got. We got to stop talking at each other, man, with all this hatred and division and animosity, and start talking to each other with a little love and compassion and understanding. We all got some issues we dealing with, man. Ain't nobody ain't nobody perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all got some issues, you know? And since we all got some issues, let's have a little bit more understanding. Let's have a little bit more understanding among each other. Let's have a little bit more patience with each other. That's what we need. You know, this is what we need. And I don't even know what that means, man. Really, I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. But okay. A lot of people been yeah, a lot of us been taught wrong about our faith. A lot of people. Man, I don't know why you get on here. See, you don't know who watching this. And you don't know who gonna be watching the replay. And for you to get on here and joke about you got COVID and you just left work, somebody might track you down, man, and find out who you are. And you that stupid that you get in here and put some stuff up like that. You got COVID and you just left work. Where you work, man? Bet you won't put that up. Where you work? I bet you won't put that up. Where you work at? Thank you. Okay. Hey, listen, y'all. Man, let me go with this here. We all got some problems, y'all. Everybody dealing with some mental health issues, regardless to how sane you might call yourself, But we all are dealing, okay? with some mental health issues, or somebody in our family is dealing with some mental health issues. It touching us some kind, touches everybody. I don't care what color, how rich or poor you are. Mental health is affecting everybody. And we need to be sensitive to that. Okay? Thank y'all.